Moment of silence for the champions, for those who make going hard a lifestyle. Never wait for nothing, gotta get it right now. I'm in the spotlight when they turn the lights down. Only a champ swing the hardest in the 12th round. I love the fourth quarter, I love the ninth inning, I love game 7. Bring on the competition, cause in my heart can't nobody do it better. Can't slow me down, won't stop me never. I'm so Cassius Clay, I'm Tyson in his prime.
You know me, man. I'm Barry Bonds with Minds. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Pressure Podcast. This is a Thursday night edition, Top 10 Thursday. Let's get it.
Give me a hell yeah!
We are coming to you on a day where the RICO feds have struck down on the NBA with a mighty, mighty swing. Big pause. For those who don't know, Portland Trailblazers head coach Chauncey Billups and a few others have been arrested. They were under investigation for a few years, so this is nothing new, under suspicion of illegal gambling. Gambling.
Yeah, this is another night, bitch!
How many times have I lost so many bets? I think I should get my money back. That's what I'm thinking. I think half of America feels the same way. Don't kid yourself, guys. If the feds put a RICO case against you, they already know all the details. This is not something that may be true, maybe not true. No, it's true. These motherfuckers are fucked. Chauncey Billups is fucked. I don't know if you people know how the Justice Department works, but 99.9% of the time when they issue an arrest warrant for somebody, they got him covered. They wouldn't issue an arrest unless they know that they got this man, you know what I'm saying, beaten on a case.
And mob ties.
And not to mention a high-profile case. Chauncey Billups is a famous person who makes millions and millions of dollars for a very famous league. No police officer is gonna put no police department or federal department is gonna put their names out there for phony shit if they don't know what they're doing. The mob has always been around. They just move in silence now because John Gotti's done. John Gotti used to be a little too camera happy. He was the exact opposite of camera shy. And when you're the mob boss and the legal mob boss of that matter, you're supposed to be camera shy. You're not supposed to be on the cover of Time magazine.
Finish him!
But that's just the way it rolls. That's how we woke up today. Without further ado, we are coming to you a little late, live from a studio in Orlando, Florida. It's your boy King Coke.
Lil' bro.
Finish him!
We are rated M for millennials. We are going to recap the Thursday night football game that just finished out between the Minnesota Vikings and the San Diego Superchargers.
Shield your eyes, folks.
Those Vikings are 3-4 now, only scored 10-34 from the Chargers. I didn't trust the Chargers to bet the spread, but I told you to hit the money line. The money line hit anyway. Wentz was pretty pathetic. 67.5 passer rating, 15 of 27, 144 yards, a touchdown and interception, which is pretty disappointing when you consider that Wentz was undefeated on Thursday Night Football coming into this game, but not anymore.
Fatality.
I remember saying that both of them were going to have an interception.
Yeah. I said anytime INT Carson Wentz, if you didn't bet it, I don't know what to tell you. Herpes had a better day, 122.8 passer rating, 18 of 25 for 227 yards, 3 touchdowns, but an interception of himself. I didn't get to see this game, so I'm going to defer to you. What happened here? What do we learn?
I didn't watch this whole game. I watched a little bit of it. Carson Wentz, he was atrocious, but at the same time, just to give him the benefit of the doubt, he also was hurt. He was playing with a bum shoulder. I don't know why he was playing with a bum shoulder, because I feel like if you can't perform, why would you go out there? But then again, JJ wasn't going to be able to play. He was just going to be the emergency quarterback, so it wasn't like they had any choice. If not, they were going to have to go to another rookie. And, we're talking about third stringer at this point. It's like, you might as well just keep Wentz and see what you can do with him. But they weren't able to do shit. Thank God they had Wentz in the game, because the one time that they did score was to Jordan Addison, and I have him in my fantasy, so
Well,
that was the only.
Vidal hit for me. I didn't expect it to hit, and I thought I should change the lineup thinking Kimani Vidal's not gonna have. I'm like, man, I trust Chase Brown with Joe Flacco with this dude, but I think I left it alone just because it was against the Minnesota Vikings. And I was like, you know what? Let me see what they can do, because I came into this game thinking the San Diego Chargers are a weak running football team for now. They lost their main starter for a few their rookie for a few days. I think he's coming back next week. Omar Hampton. I think he's coming back, or at least back to practice next week. So I thought it was a weak game, but I was like, you know, fuck it, just leave it there, and I'm glad I did because he went off. From what I see statistically, I just thought that, you know what I'm saying, San Diego's just better than Minnesota right now, just because Minnesota, like I said, it's gonna be one of those teams that are gonna hover around 500 until they get their franchise quarterback, and that is J.J. McCarthy. But the Chargers, I always say this is the QFL. For those who don't know, the QFL is what I call the NFL, because I don't believe it's football anymore. I believe it's a quarterback's fucking league. The best head coach quarterback combo wins usually, more often than not, about 90% of the time. And that's exactly what happened today, which is why I'm never putting my money against, you know what I'm saying, that. However, I didn't trust the spread because I didn't know which San Diego Chargers is going to show up. I didn't know which Minnesota Vikings is going to show up. And I'm just glad I put the money line on it.
Can I just say I wasn't impressed at all by what the Chargers did, because I felt like Minnesota had no chance in this game from the start. You could just tell. It was just like the body language said it. I mean, the wide receivers were basically saying, like, Carson Wentz is trash. Like, they weren't saying
I'm
it,
looking
but
at
their
Justin
body
Jefferson.
language
He has 7 receptions for 74 yards on 11 target and no touchdowns. Meanwhile, T.J. Hawkinson, 3 targets for 2 receptions, 25 yards. It's National Tight Ends Week, and
it's the second week where Justin Jefferson doesn't get a touchdown, and they haven't found no type of rapport together. It's like, I think it's safe to say that he's just not.
Yeah, Carson's done. He's
performing.
what we call. Well, we'll get to that in a few, because we're gonna. Today is Top 10 Thursday. Today is when we establish everything we learned on Monday. For those who don't know the format, Monday, Thursdays, and Saturdays at midnight. Basically Tuesday in the morning, Friday in the morning, Sunday right before the London game. Basically, a few hours before, like 8 hours before the London game. Today we're going to do the QB tiers, top 10 QBs, NFL tiers, power rankings, and then the NBA power rankings as well. NBA top 10 players.
One red zone attempt.
Yeah.
That to me.
So, as far from what I see on the statistics, I have to watch the highlights, but I'm going to give the Vikings team grade F. I'm going to give them an F on offense, and I'm going to give them an F on defense. As far as the quarterback, he's an F minus. I'm going to give San Diego, I'll say a B on offense, just because it was against the Vikings. I will give them the defense. I will give I'll give them an A. They did their job on defense. And Herpes, I'll give him a B plus, just because of who it was. He didn't face no competition on the other side like that. What about you?
F on Minnesota, F all around basically, and I give the Chargers offense a B, because he turned the ball over again, which I didn't think he needed to in this game, because this game was pretty much out of reach. And the offense, I give it an A, just because, they got 37 points. It is what it is with that. And then the defense, I give it an A, because, I mean, Minnesota, like I said, one time in the red zone, that's atrocious.
Yep.
That's atrocious.
But they can run. I mean, from what I'm seeing, they only had
They can
34
run the ball, but they don't try to either. Like, look at this: 2 carries, 5 carries, 4 carries,
Yep.
11 carries altogether. If you don't run the ball, or at least attempt to try to run the ball, you're one dimension.
And basically, they only got 34 yards out of 11 attempts. That is pathetic.
Pathetic.
So, Minnesota, we need your quarterback back, because I think you're a way better team than what you've been displaying thus far. So let's get to top 10 Thursdays. Let's get to the QB tiers. So where's it at? Right here. So I have them lined up in categories here. The bottom row is the bronze, silver, and then golden standard. I have labels for them. I have the USFL quarterbacks because they're worse than scout teams to me now. These guys belong in a completely different league. I was gonna put Canadian League, but that's just too long. USFL, the March League, not the fall league, the main league that everybody wants. It's just the backup league. Here you have Cam Ward, who actually played pretty good this weekend. I hope he starts to continue better. Justin Fields, he's just a USFL quarterback at this point. Jacoby Brissett is one of those as well. Geno Smith, no matter how much I fucking love you, bro, you're a USFL quarterback. Mac Jones, you're not going to get a fat paycheck. CJ Stroud, you're playing like a USFL quarterback. I don't know what else to do. I don't know how much more patience do I have for you. And then brain dead Tua, he's brain dead. I don't even think he belongs in the USFL. Then you got the backup QBs. Wentz is a backup QB while he's there starting for Minnesota while J.J. McCarthy recovers. The Rat, I put him as a backup QB. Even though he lost, he is a gamer and he keeps improving. He keeps showing that he can play. Trevor Lawrence is relegated back to backup duties. Joe Flacco, the best backup on this list here for what I know. Then you got Dylan Gabriel, who actually did his thing. I'm not going to, hate on him too much. He's just a rookie. And then you got Herpes. Justin Herbert did his thing. I made this before the game started. He played pretty good, but I still wouldn't put him as a franchise QB. And Caleb Williams, we'll talk about him later. Then you got the franchise QBs. In here, you got the better echelon, the upper 15, I'm guessing. You got the Jordan Love, who wins, but he's not the reason why they win, but he's not the reason why they lose. However, he's developing, okay? Then you got Jackson Dart, who played like a franchise QB 2 weeks ago and played like a franchise QB. 3 weeks ago and last week played like a franchise QB. It looks like the New York Giants found something special, so, saying good for them. Bo Nix finally woke up in the fourth quarter. Got to put him up there. He did his thing. That was not easy to do, so you got to give props and props due. I'm not saying he's stamped in that list yet because he could easily be moved down, but for now I'm going to give him his props. Bryce Young, listen, you're not playing like a franchise QB, but I know that you are because you were first overall pick, and also because right now you're on a 3-game win streak. So right now you're doing your job. Hopefully the playmaking part of you comes out. Let's see. Daniel Jones is playing like a franchise QB. He's been playing like a franchise QB all season, thanks to Jonathan Taylor and company. And then you got Michael Penix, who had an off game, but I'm not going to kill him too much for just one because he's very inexperienced and he's actually playing pretty good competitive football. Jared Goff has been demoted. He is a franchise QB and he's playing at the top of his game, but I just think that his ceiling has been reached and there are other guys that can top him over. Big pause. And Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is the old guy. He's the veteran. He's a wily veteran. He knows how to do things. He's very wise. He may be a little bit of a jerk and an asshole, but what cornerback isn't? I mean, if you look at a high school football movie, the quarterback's usually an asshole that dates the hottest girl in the school. That's Aaron Rodgers in a nutshell. Okay, he's not a bad person. I'm sure he doesn't treat kids with disrespect. He's just a little cocky and a little arrogant. That's just his energy. But he is playing winning football. Even though he lost last week, it wasn't on him. That was on the defense. He actually did his job to put this team in position to win. So that was the QB tiers. Wait, where am I putting that? Let's go to the top 10 QBs. So you got a little graphic here.
Yeah, I changed a little something.
So you have a little snake and ladder something over here. You're gonna have to decipher this for me. So go ahead, bro.
Okay, so at 10 I got Drake May. Drake May's right there. He's just climbing that. He's just climbing that ladder. He's still got a long way to go, but he's working his way up. He's been playing incredibly well, consistent, not turning the ball over. I wish the only thing I would like him to do more is just like put two hands on the ball when he's in the pocket. I feel like sometimes he gets a little too loose within the pocket. But other than that, he's playing amazing. Jaden Daniels is there because we've seen what he did last year. We saw what he did in the playoffs. I can't take him off of the top 10 just off of that basis. So then I have Jared Goff at 7. 8, because Jared Goff, I think Jared Goff, like you said, has reached his peak pretty much, what he is, and the only way that they're going to go far is that run game, basically, because I don't trust that defense as well. Then I have Darnold. The reason why I put Darnold up there is because I think Darnold's playing at an MVP level this year. I think he's playing very consistently. And I'm also gonna sit here and say this right now. I apologize to Araya. You were right. Y'all should have kept him. But in hindsight, it's hard to say because when you draft somebody and he looks just as good as that other person and then he beats that person out, you're thinking, okay, maybe he's got more upside. So that was my fault. I was wrong on that one. You were right. Sam Darnold's playing at a high level. I got Dak Prescott at number 7 because Dak Prescott, I think, is also playing at an MVP level. And I think the fact that he has his team playing at 500 is incredible for a team that doesn't have a good defense. Then I have Baker at 5 because Baker is, I mean, he is what he is. He's been consistent, and even in the off game, he still put up numbers. You see, when you have a franchise quarterback, that's how you know you got a franchise quarterback, because you know he's gonna fight. You know he's not just gonna lay down, even with injuries. Because he looks like he's a little banged up right now, but no excuses. He still stays at 5. Then I have Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts at 4 because Jalen Hurts is the MVP of the Super Bowl. He's been consistent his whole career, and on top of that, when push comes to shove, when he needs to get it done, he gets it done. So he's gonna stay up there, top 4. He's not elite like those other three that I'm about to mention, but he's right there. And with more experience, I think he'll get up there. Then I have Josh Allen at 3. Josh Allen is at 3 because I think he's a top three quarterback. He's one of the most dynamic dual threat quarterbacks that we have in the league, and that's why he's up there. Then I have Lamar Jackson at 2. He's gonna stay up there because he's just injured. When he comes back, this week he'll show you who he is and who he's always been. Then at number 1, of course, I have Patrick Mahomes, who's playing he's another one who's playing. He's right there in the conversation for MVP. He's got his weapons back. I think it's only going to go up from here. And he'll stay up there as well.
Give me a hell yeah!
And he's going to his ass.
And what's your argument putting Josh Allen before Lamar?
Huh?
What's your argument?
No, not Josh Allen. Lamar's 2.
Yeah. Why are you putting Josh Allen before you put Lamar? Is what I'm asking. What's your reasoning? Why are people gonna ask how you gonna put Lamar over Josh Allen?
Because Josh Allen, I don't think is playing at a peak level. I don't think this year he's playing like he did last year. I think I think their whole team isn't playing like they were last year. But I think Josh Allen has played subpar, and Lamar Jackson, when he's been out there, if you go look at his numbers, he has 11 touchdowns, and Josh Allen, I believe, has 14. So it's kind of crazy to think that Lamar's been out for three weeks, and he's damn near got as many touchdowns as Josh Allen. That's a little alarming to me.
Yep.
Just a little bit, because I still think he's incredible. As you see, I have him in my top 3, but I just can't put him over Lamar. I think Lamar's just a little bit better.
All right. Here's my top 10 QBs after 8 weeks of the QFL. At number 10, I got JD5. JD5's hit the sophomore slump in a certain way, but not in production-wise, but injury-wise. He just can't stay healthy, so I have to move him to 10. Then I have Drake May in there. Drake May is the best YN QB right now to speak of until JD5 gets healthy. Just absolute tearing. He just lives on a pass rating above 110, so that's phenomenal. Congratulations when you got yourself another one. Then I got Dak Prescott in there. Dak Prescott belongs.
Cool, nigga.
Last year, before he got hurt and he got his fat contract, I did say he is an elite quarterback. He's just out of all the elites, he's the last of the elite, and it looks like he's creeping up his way to that.
So you got it back. You got it back.
Then I have Sam BP, the guy who saved my fantasy football season. Yes, because I drafted Joe Burrow, and Joe Burrow's gone. This guy is saving my season. This guy is consistent. This guy is improving. This guy keeps getting better. This guy is on a trend, kind of like Baker Mayfield. Watch yourself.
Goddamn, white boy.
Matthew Stafford has moved up because he's still Matthew Stafford. 5 touchdowns is not easy against Jacksonville Jaguars defense. I was rated very high, and who didn't throw any picks, and they're the number ones in getting turnovers, forcing turnovers as well. So I think that the Super Bowl champion and the great Hall of Famer and the future Hall of Famer that he is,
Absolutely.
is on the way,
Without a doubt.
and he's the 6th best quarterback to me. Then you got Baker Mayfield. He had a bad game. It happens to everybody. Nobody's perfect. Pat Mahomes had 3 bad games, and we still have him number 1. Baker Mayfield is still a top 5 quarterback. He is a Saiyan. He looks like he's a Super Saiyan. We'll see when the playoffs begin. Then you got the Super Saiyans there. You got Jalen Hurts. He's a top 5 QB, and he's number 4. The only reason he's 4 is because he is not as experienced as the guys in front of him, but he's getting there. As you see the production for passer rating, he can pass, he can run, he can touch push it. He doesn't make mistakes, and obviously he wins. Then you got Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, this is looking like, bitch.
We have been waiting 3 weeks for this motherfucker to get back, but the day of reckoning is here, ladies and gentlemen. Don't look at us, Ravens fans, thinking, oh, you guys are hopeless. You guys are 1-5. What do you expect to make the playoffs? Well, don't look at us. Look at all the other motherfuckers out there that keep losing, because we're only 2 games behind the wild card, believe it or not.
Finish him.
He is the premier dual threat quarterback, and when he comes back, there's hell to pay. Watch this. Then you got, what's up, Denali? Welcome to the Pressure Podcast.
Hell yeah.
We were late today because I got off work mad late, but I'm here. We're here doing the Top 10 Thursday. I got Josh Allen at number 2 because he has beaten Lamar the last 2 times they face each other. He is the reigning MVP, and he's supposed to be the number 1 overall conference in the AFC. You know what I'm saying? He's supposed to have home field advantage throughout the playoffs. He's supposed to have the number 1 seed, but that's not happening. He is tied up with Drake May at the moment, and Josh Allen, it's time for you to turn Super Saiyan and wake up. And then obviously Pat Mahomes, the premier quarterback in the league, the 3-time champion, 2-time MVP, and just firing on all cylinders. He looks like he's the MVP favorite other than Dak Prescott and Baker at the moment. So it's a 3-headed monster as far as MVP faves. Who would you have as MVP favorite now?
Right now,
I would still say Baker.
I'm gonna say Baker. Right now.
I would still say Baker.
I say Baker, but Mahomes is on his
Goddamn white boy.
Yeah.
pause. But
Let's read the
the
chat
one thing
here.
I wanted to say was Josh Allen has actually only 11 touchdowns.
Who?
Josh Allen. He
Yeah.
only has 11 touchdowns. That's what Lamar has right now. 11 touchdowns. And he's missed 3 weeks.
And
So
then
that's what I'm saying. Like
Denali-
QBR 62.6, 13th in the league.
Denali, Baker is a top 5 quarterback, bro. You can't name another quarterback other than the guys above him that are better than him. Don't say C.J. Stroud. You're the one that said C.J. Stroud one time. C.J. Stroud played more pathetic than anybody in the week.
And
okay?
don't ever talk about Steph Curry.
And Steph Curry, I don't know why you hate the dude. Steph Curry, all he did was show up one day and wreck shit up in Madison Square Garden. All right, let's get to the team tiers. The NFL tiers for it's supposed to be week 8. I don't know why it says week 7. Typo, but I thought I hit 8. All right, so here you have 3 categories. You got the simps. These are the guys who are in the friend zone. These are the guys who get left on red. These are the guys who get stood up on dates. These are the guys that are just hopeless, okay? Here you have the Tennessee Titans, probably the worst team in the league. After that, you got the Cleveland Browns, who have one of the best defense, but no offense to speak of at the moment. Then you have New Orleans Saints, who might be the worst team in the NFC. Then you have the New York Trash, who are just the most dysfunctional organization in all of professional sports. You have the New York Giants right next to them, just because they're rebuilding, so at the moment, that's where they're at. Miami Dolphins,
They're starting to meet the Jets.
it's an avalanche. There's no snow in Miami. Well, not the snow that falls from the air. You didn't hear that from me. But it's an avalanche. It's a dying system. It's a dying unit, and I'm sure the coach will be fired soon. Then you have the Oakland Raiders, who supposedly play in Las Vegas, but not do much at all except, I guess, show up and put uniforms on. Because when's the last time we've seen the Raiders do something, anything? It's been a few weeks. I think they're
He said what they do, put their uniforms on.
and suit up.
They
That's
got
all
some
do.
clean ass. They got some clean ass.
One of my favorite
jerseys,
jersey,
man.
but that's all they are. Then you have the Arizona Cardinals that without Kyler Murray, this is what they're relegated to, a bunch of simps. Then you got the haters. The haters club is here because of two reasons. One, they wish to be a playoff team. And number two, because they actually are powerful enough to knock off one of the wild card rounds, even though they don't make it themselves. They'll just laugh saying, hey, you didn't make it either, thanks to us. Kind of shit. Those are haters. Nah, kind of did. You got the Cincinnati Bengals, who have woken up under Joe Flacco, and it looks like they are player-hating ready. You have the Carolina Panthers, who are sneaky good. These guys play defense. These guys run the clock. These guys live in mistakes. And just that's a winning formula for them. So good luck for you. You got the Minnesota Vikings. I mentioned a few minutes ago. They are hovering about 500 until they get their franchise QB back. You have the Chicago Bears. I don't know how to gauge them right now. 1 week they can't run the football, and Caleb Williams looks pretty okay. The next week they're running the football, and Caleb Williams is like Cam Ward, rookie Cam Ward.
I mean, I don't think Caleb Williams look good in any of his games.
He's look all right.
Not consistent at all.
No, not consistent. That's why I just said one game, the run game wins it for him, and the next game he actually does make plays.
No, I'm saying like in the quarters. I'm saying like in the quarters.
In
like
the game
he'll
itself.
He'll have a good first quarter, and then the second quarter, you're like, where the fuck did he go?
Then you have the Washington Redskins. So they get their quarterback back. Mariota's just have him to relegate to haters club. You got the Los Angeles Chargers or San Diego Chargers. I put them at the haters club because I don't trust them. They went against Carson Wentz-led Minnesota Vikings on the road and pummeled them at home. I don't think that's anything special. To me, you're relegated to haters. The Texans, this is probably the last week I'm going to leave them here. I'm going to put them in the Sims Club from now on until they start showing me something offensively. And my Baltimore Ravens are there just because they haven't had their franchise quarterback in a few weeks. And the defensive players are starting to get healthy little by little. And then after that, you got the wild card teams. And there you got the Denver Broncos, who I believe will continue to stay in that wild card spot. You got the AFC North leaders, the Pittsburgh Steelers. I call them Shitsburg. Let's see how long they stay up there. Then you got the Jacksonville Jaguars, who are still pretty good, but I don't think they're going to win the division. I think that belongs to the Colts now, and it's up for them to make the wild card. You got the Atlanta Falcons, who have a hellacious defense, pass rush, but are weak against the run against a very run-heavy team. Then you have the Dallas Cowboys, who have a weak defense but a very, very potent offense. And the Green Bay Packers, who have the exact opposite of the Cowboys, a very, very potent defense but a weak offense to speak of. That's just what it is.
Fatality.
So let's get to the top 10 teams, which we call the Power Rankings or the Mortal Kombat-inspired Tower Rankings. So let's get to yours first here.
So as you can see here, I put a little thing together there for a little happy Halloween. You know what I'm saying? Showing the holiday spirit. But continuing on, I have the Colts at 10. I think the Colts are good, but I don't trust them yet. So I have them at 10 because I think they're playing great and they do have a really good record. They might have something there. So at 9, I have the Rams because I love their offense. I think their offense is great. And then obviously I love their pass rush. Jared Verse is amazing. He's in the running for Defensive Player of the Year. He's playing out of his mind right now. I love what I'm seeing from him. If that continues on and that secondary gets it going, watch out. The Rams are scary. Then at 8, I have the Bills. I dropped the Bills because I don't like their defense. I really don't trust their defense, and I just don't like what I'm seeing from Josh Allen. Now, if Josh Allen turns that around, then you know, it's a whole different story. But with the Bills, the reason why they're down there is because I don't trust their defense. So at 7, I have the Patriots. The reason why I have the Patriots because I think they're on the come up. They got a brand new shiny toy at quarterback. He's amazing.
Goddamn white boy.
They're starting to get the run game going. Last week, Ramondre Stevenson had over 100 yards. That was good to see. And on top of that, I'm loving what I'm seeing from Coach Vrabel. He's really detailed, and they have that defense flying around. That team's scary. Then at San Francisco, I have them at 6 because somehow, some way, Kyle Shanahan just keeps getting it done. I counted him out. and then McCaffrey goes off on Atlanta. So ain't no telling where that team's gonna be at the end of the season. But right now they look really good. I wish Fred Warner was healthy and Bosa, because I feel like that was big for them. That might set them back a little bit. Then Detroit comes in at 5. Love Detroit's offense. Don't trust the quarterback, and I don't trust the defense. Love the run game, and I love the play calling. Wish they weren't so aggressive, so that's another reason why they go down. I think they take too many risks. Sometimes you could take 3. It's okay to take 3. Just to add on. At 4, I got Seattle because I think Sam Darnold's playing at a high level, really high level, MVP level, as I mentioned. I love their run game, whether it be Charbonnet or Walker. Even though I don't really like Walker like that, I love their run game, and I love the defense. The defense is not letting up, guys. I watched that game from the beginning to the end, and when I tell you this, that they didn't let up, not once. Like, I'm talking about, they stopped them on the goal line all the way till that clock hit 0, bro. So, yes, that team's for real. And I also did say that they were going to win that division. So, hey, I guess I was looking good. I was looking right on that one. So, anyways, at 3, I got the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers are going to stay up there because I trust that offense and I trust Baker Mayfield. The run game will get better, ladies and gentlemen. Bucky Irving is not there. They don't have Godwin back. When they get those guys back, they will be better. The defense will also gel. I think that defense will start to get it together as well. Todd Bowles is not going to let them just fold. They're a really good team. They're well built. I trust them. KC at 2. The reason why I put KC at 2, I think they're trending completely up. I don't have them at 1 because, like you said, we're the champs. I watched every team last week go down, even when we went down and we lost. So that just tells me that these teams aren't as good as they seem. So I have Kansas City at 2. I love their defense. Love what I'm seeing from Patrick Mahomes. They got Rashee Rice back. That was big. Pacheco's playing good. They have a sneaky running back in Brashard Smith, who's coming, by the way. And obviously Andy Reid, they got pedigree. They won championships. They got experience. Number 2. At 1, I got the Eagles because I think they, like I said, they still have, to me, the best roster in the NFL. The problem is the offensive coordinator isn't that aggressive. He'll get aggressive and then he slows it down, almost like to say, oh well, let's you know what I'm saying, pump the brakes a little bit. Let's just run the ball, or actually that's what they should be doing, running the ball. But for some reason they don't want to run the ball because I guess they're scared of A.J. Brown, because A.J. Brown's saying, get me the ball, and Devontae Smith saying, get me the ball. But I guess it worked last week. But I would love to see that run game get going. But I still have them number 1 because I think their potential is sky's the limit.
All right.
Give me a hell yeah!
Well, he does his rankings like Denali does his quarterbacks. Pause. By looking for the potential. He looks for what you see now heading towards the future. I don't have that much patience. My power rankings are based off of the tournament which will start today. If the Mortal Kombat tournament which will start today, how would I list them up? Now, the reason why I use Mortal Kombat Towers is because back in the day, remember, this is rated M for millennials, and all millennials will know you didn't have ways to save progress in a video game. Every time you played a video game back then, you had to start from the very beginning. One of the best games at that was Mortal Kombat. You pick a fighter, you go up the tower, beat the champion, you save Earth. So this is the Mortal Kombat inspired power rankings for week 8. At number 10, you have the San Francisco 49ers. You have one of the best offensive minds in the history of football in Kyle Shanahan. You have a bevy of weapons at running game. You have CMC, which is the premier running back right now in the NFC. And you have, you don't have championship pedigree, but you have playoff pedigree. These guys are for real. After that, you go into Indiana, and you will face Daniel Jones. Not really. You don't have to worry about him. You have to worry about is Jonathan Taylor, the premier running back in the AFC. They're going to run up and down the field on you. They're going to throw. They got Michael Pittman. They got a few weapons here and there. They got Tyler Warren, which is probably the rookie of the year. This is a team to be reckoned with. They're going to the playoffs. Then you got the New England Patriots. Like he said, Vibrell has this team playing lights out. They're top 10 on offense and top 10 on defense. That is what's a fucking talking about. Yet I fucking hate New England. I'm from the Bronx. Fuck Boston and fuck the Patriots. I'm sick and tired of this shit. I don't know why the Patriots and the Steelers just can't be sorry for 10 years. Give me a break. Then you have the Seattle Seahawks. I have the Seahawks there because this is an elite team. They're elite on defense sometimes. They're elite on offense sometimes. And they're elite as a team, period, sometimes. But they're at least elite. And they're very consistently elite. Sometimes they're missing on one thing, and even then, when they're not firing on all cylinders, they still win. So that's how you know that they're a potent, dangerous team. I predict they're going to win the NFC West. Then you have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I have slid them down because I don't trust their defense anymore. I know that they have a defensive genius in Todd Bowles as their head coach. I'm sure they're going to figure it out. Against the Detroit Lions and them at home, it's not easy to defend. I get it. I'm a Ravens fan. We saw that ourselves. But they slid down for that reason. After that, you got the Hollywood Rams. Those guys are for real again. Devontae Adams and these guys have been playing better without Puka Nacua somehow, some way.
Fatality.
Then you got Josh Allen. I don't have that much distrust of their defense because I believe this is the QFL. Their defense is ass, and I kind of expected that already. But no quarterback underneath him can outplay him when he's at his best. That's why I have him there. Let's see if it continues because he was on a bye week. I'll give him a pass. But if he does play like he's been playing this year, a little bit mid, I'm gonna have to slide them down.
I was gonna say like, cause Sammy D's playing really at a high level, right? You trust the Bills to go to Seattle or Seattle to go to the Bills and the Bills win? You trust the Bills to win?
No, Josh Allen.
Okay. Just a question.
It's the QFL, remember? 3 years ago, if you would ask me that, hell no. But after enough time seeing that the better quarterbacks and head coaches,
I feel like their defense will get more stops than the Bills will. So to me,
they can't stop
I'll
Josh Allen.
Seattle.
They can't stop Josh Allen. They can't stop Josh Allen. The only person that can stop Josh Allen is himself. There's no defense for Josh Allen, brother. And you have the Detroit Lions after that. The Detroit Lions have woken up, and they are what they are. Under Dan Campbell, this is a Lions dream, except they don't have Super Bowls. It's literally like the Chiefs. All my life, the Chiefs have been shit. And all of a sudden, they got Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid, and everything's glorious. It's like Detroit Lions. They've been ass all my life. Even when they had Megatron, they weren't respected. Okay? Dan Campbell, they should put a statue of him outside of Detroit somewhere next to Michael Jackson and all the other guys from Motown. Detroit Lions, the best team in the NFC, not named the Eagles. Then you got the premier quarterback, the premier coach, the premier tight end, I guess, Travis Kelce and his wife, soon-to-be wife, Taylor Swift. The premier secondary in the league, one of the premier O-lines in the league. I mean, these guys are what they are, and they're probably going to go to the Super Bowl again. And then you got the Philadelphia Eagles. I have them number one because they are the reigning champions. They have Jalen Hurts. They have a defense. They have an offense. He was talking about his offensive coordinator. Listen, it's a new offensive coordinator. Just an offensive coordinator. It's a new one. There's only 8 weeks. You get growing pains. It's just the way it works. Especially when it comes to a Super Bowl champion. I don't know why.
We don't want to run the ball?
No. Oh. I don't know. My apologies. I don't know why people are so dismissive of how long it takes a new offensive coordinator to get his system implemented into the.
This is true. We are impatient. I give you that. I will give you that. If people.
And I'm impatient. I don't have the patience, but you know what I'm saying. I have patience for things like this because I expect them, even though I don't want to wait for my defensive coordinator to get shit together with my Ravens. The fact of the matter is, I know that he's new. This is not easy for what he has to do. He was thrusted into a Super Bowl ready team and expected to deliver. That's a lot of pressure for a guy who's very inexperienced. So, you know what I'm saying? I expect growing pains. I just thought that after what we saw last year, how we flipped the switch on him, I thought we were going to continue that trend on. And just, it looked like it in the first, 55 fucking minutes of the game against the Buffalo Bills. But we know how that shit happened. but hopefully we will get it together. But this is the NFL Week 8 tower rankings according to me in the Pressure Podcast. Let's fucking get it.
Fatality.
Now is when we switch to the NBA. But first, we got to do the YN progress report, okay? Every week, we do it on Mondays, but because Monday it was basketball opening week, we just didn't have enough time, and we don't like to lag. We want the quality to stay good, so we decided to do it today. So here are the YN QBs. Here's their progress report. Let's start with the Rat, Penix, Jackson Dart, and Bo Nix. Both of them I gave them a bunch of B's. B minuses on one side and B pluses on one side. The Rat have a B minus because he had a weak passer rating. He lost. He had 3 interceptions, but he completed 62.5% of his passes for 20 or 32, 233 yards. He was giving it to the Chicago Bears as best as he can, but he just doesn't have much around him. Then you got Then you got Michael Penix. He had a good passer rating, but he had a weak ass fucking passer completion percentage, 55.2. For 241 yards and a touchdown, and they didn't get the win, so that's why I gave him a B minus because he's still young. Bo Nix was not going to get a B plus, but because of the way he finished the game, clutch, you know what I'm saying, with his legs, with his arms, however it needed to be, we give him props for that. However, he gets a B plus only. He didn't get an A only because of the 54% completion percentage.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Then Jackson Dart had a B plus. He had a crazy good passer rating, the weakest completion percentage of the weekend for 45.4, and then 283 yards, 4 touchdown interception against the Denver Broncos defense for a rookie in his third start. That's got to be a B plus. I'm sorry, that's just got to be a B plus.
I agree with that one.
Do you disagree with any grade?
Nah, you're good there, bro. That's crazy.
All right, so let's get to the next literal YN. Here you have Cam Ward, Caleb Williams, Bryce Young, and Dylan Gabriel. I gave Cam Ward an A because even though he lost, this is his best game of the season. 92.2 passer rating, 73.5 completion percentage. Big difference from the guy that was completely ineffective earlier. Remember that? And then a touchdown and an interception. No, he did his thing. I give him an A for having your best game as a rookie. I gave Caleb Williams an F+. 61.7 passer rating, the weakest passer rating the entire week. 57.6 completion percentage. This is nothing new. Measly 172 yards in the Windy City and an interception. The only reason he got a plus is because he won the game, and I'm not even giving him credit for that, but he won. It goes on his record, so he won F+. I gave Bryce Young a B+. He played pretty good. Game manager mode, 88.4 passer rating, 60% completion, 138. Didn't turn the ball over a touchdown. Game manager, and he got the win, so B+. Otherwise, he would have just got a B. And then Gabriel. What Flacco did against the Pittsburgh Steelers, you did against the Miami Dolphins. Nobody expected you to blow them out. Now, I said to everybody, listen, I wouldn't bet the spread, but I'll definitely bet Cleveland will win the game. No, I bet Miami was going to win the game, or I said Miami, but I wouldn't bet.
I think we both said that
I said I wouldn't be surprised if Dylan Gabriel comes out with a win. I just didn't expect him to blow him out. That's what happened. So 89.1 passer rating, 72% completion percentage, 116, 13 of 18. Last week he threw for 52 or 53 attempts. I told everybody
the run game.
For his second start ever, you're not supposed to throw 53 yards, okay? No. You're supposed to give him the run game, no more than 25 passes. 18 is more like it, 72%. He got the win, A-. I hope you do good, Gabriel. And then Bryce Young, 88.4 passer rating, 60%. 15 of 25, 138. He's just, you know what I'm saying, game managing like always. So that's just him. And then I have Drake May, who's the crown champion of the rookie cards. I mean, there's not enough A pluses for this. 135.9 passer rating. This is Lamar Jackson territory here. 91.3 completion percentage, 21 of 23 for 222 yards and 2 touchdowns, and a win.
He's tough.
This is Lamar Jackson-esque right here. This is Mahomes. This is Josh Allen. This is that. This is Joe Burrow. You know what I'm saying? This is Jalen Hurts last week. That's what that is. A fucking plus. Congratulations, man. Congratulations.
Finish him.
All right, let's hop into the NBA. The N3A. For those who don't know, I call the N3A the Negro three-point addicts because all they do is shoot threes and then inject themselves with heroin right after. All right, so let's get to yours here. You got your top 10 players in the
Yeah,
upcoming NBA season.
I just name them off real quick. I got SG.
Oh wait, hold on. Before you do,
Yeah,
we got to read some chats here.
You're right.
I agree with you that the Eagles are still the best team in the NFL, to be honest. When you do the NBA tiers, you might as well need to drop the Lakers down a few spots. Ouch. But guess what? That's what the fuck I want to hear. Fuck Lakers.
Denali? Is this you talking?
The Patriots over the Cowboys at this moment? Yes. The Patriots are a better team than the Cowboys at this moment, bro.
Yes, absolutely.
I was talking to my buddy about Drake May being in the top 10 on your power rankings. He couldn't believe it, but we were looking at the stats. And the stats will show you this man kicks ass. I didn't expect this, believe me.
He said I looked at the
We
stats.
saw none of this coming last year. I thought he was okay. Game manager, I had no idea that he had franchise QB on him. No, this motherfucker can play. All right? Now, he has an easy schedule, Denali. I have mentioned that many times before.
It's true.
The entire division has an easy schedule. That's Buffalo Bills, the New York Trash, even though they're winless somehow, some way. And then you have the Miami Dolphins, who only have one win. And then the New England Patriots, but they all have the easiest schedule in the entire league. Okay? So I'm mindful of that. But that's not normal what he's doing. That's not normal. So go ahead. Go to your top 10 NBA players heading week 1 in the NBA.
Well, you know, I got SGA, Jalen Brunson. I didn't put him
in any order. Cool.
Any order now. Luka Doncic, Donovan Mitchell, Ant Edwards, Paolo, Wemby, Giannis, Jokic, and then the crown jewel, Steph, Chef, motherfucking Curry.
Yes, the aliens. Now, I didn't do one of these because I wanted to see a little bit more. And I was like, I know he's going to make one. So let me see if I agree with it, okay? So here are my Super Saiyans in the NBA, okay? Now, obviously, we have to eliminate Jason Tatum.
Yeah.
Because he is injured. And obviously, I'm not going to put Jaylen Brown as a top 10 player, but he is a Super Saiyan. Come playoff time, I trust Jaylen Brown over some of these guys that you have here. But, well...
Why do you hate Curry, bro? Why?
But I have to completely agree with this. I was thinking Wembanyama. I was thinking Paolo Banchero. And I definitely have to put in, you know what I'm saying, Anthony Edwards, no matter how much I'm pissed off at him right now. Jalen Brunson belongs there. Luka Doncic belongs there. Spider Mitchell belongs there. You already know SGA belongs there. Greek Freak, Steph Curry, and the Joker. Now, LeBron would be there, but LeBron is injured. He's not playing, so obviously we can't put him there. But you know what? Fuck LeBron James. I'd rather have my man's Paolo Banchero, and we're not just saying that because we live in Orlando, Florida, over fucking punk-ass LeBron James and the punk-ass Lakers. Fuck y'all.
A little biased.
Yes. I am very biased. I'm a Laker hater. I am a Laker hater. There's no shame in saying that. I am. Okay.
But we put Luka on
I'm
there,
a Laker hater, recognizing greatness. I know what greatness looks like. Okay. As you see, I made this myself. All right. These are the most influential people for all millennials. There's no more basketball players more influential than them. Okay. Now, most millennials didn't watch Michael Jordan play, but we all wear fucking Jordans, so shut up. Then we have Kobe Bryant, Steph Curry, Allen Iverson, and LeBron James. Enough said. We're all witnesses, motherfucker. All right, so let's get to the power rankings. I didn't do the NBA tiers because I haven't seen enough of the NBA. In the NBA, it's not like the NFL. The NFL, it's a lot of moving pieces, but it's a lot of young moving pieces from college. Not really the established veterans. It's very rare established veterans switch teams in the NBA until after they're washed out a little bit. Like maybe not done, but when they already passed their primes with that, you know what I'm saying? Or if a team is rebuilding. Mm-hmm. In the NBA, I mean, superstars change like clothes. You know what I mean? It's a completely different dynamic. It's just too many moving pieces. I can't decipher who's the same team from last year into this year that easy as I can the NFL. So that's why.
Yeah, it was hard for me too to start it off like that because I don't like it's the first game of the season.
Correct.
You know what I'm
So
saying?
we just haven't had enough time to view the games or to view the teams, but we will have NBA tiers and player tiers next week. Okay.
That's why.
But this week we have the NBA tower rankings. So let's get to your power rankings here, brother.
That's why I'm just gonna tell you guys these teams because I don't know too much about these teams right now. I just know what I know, what I'm going to say. So with the Celtics, I got them at 10 because I think the Celtics roster is weak. They're they're gonna make it to the playoffs, but they're not gonna be like they just not gonna get past these other teams. I don't see it. And then I have Minnesota at 9. The reason why I have Minnesota because I love Anthony Edwards, but I need to see him get it done. I need to see more as well as Julius Randle. Those two are big. Those are the pillars of their team. If they don't go, they don't go. So then I got Detroit at 7 because
What the fuck?
I like Detroit. I liked what I saw
don't.
last year. I know you don't, because you went up against them and they gave y'all hell.
No, not really.
They gave y'all of it.
No.
Come on, man.
No.
They didn't.
No.
Where'd y'all go to?
To 6 games?
That's good. That's a good start for a team that hasn't been to the playoffs.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean they gave us help.
Bro, for a team that hasn't been to the playoffs, a young team like that,
They're a talented team.
yeah, so that's why they're up there. Then at 7, I got Golden State Warriors. The Golden State Warriors just got Al Horford. I think that adds to their depth. I loved what they did in the playoffs. I loved what I saw from Buddy Hield as well. So they're up there. The Rockets, they're up and coming. I love the fact that they got Kevin Durant for the franchise. Add more scoring, add more shooting. That was big. Watch out for them. Amen Thompson, I really like what I saw his first game. Sorry he had to go down with the injury. Get well soon, sir. Then I got Orlando. I think Orlando might be number 1 by the time this shit's done. I really like what they did. They got Bane. Jalen Suggs is back. I know my man don't like him over here, but Jalen Suggs is back. He's a really good defender.
Fuck Jalen Suggs.
I think he has depth for them. They got Black. They got a lot of pieces. Tristan De Silva. I like those pieces coming off the bench. Jonathan Isaacs, for some reason, actually staying healthy for the past 2 seasons. That's big, I think. Watch out for them. Then Denver, they got championship pedigree, and they added Cam Johnson to that championship pedigree. They added more pieces to that. They got the boy Bruce Brown back. That was big, I think, for them. I think they're contenders. The Cavaliers, they bring in the same team they brought last year. They add Lonzo Ball. I don't know what the hell that means, but they're a playoff team and they're scary as long as I think the problem with the Cavs is Evan Mobley's not aggressive offensively, and since Donovan Mitchell is the alpha, he doesn't get to play with the efficiency that I see Evan Mobley can play with. I've seen him play that way, and that's just who he's been. He's 40% from 3, which is crazy for somebody his size, but he's become a shooter. He's become somebody who can play with his back to the basket, and he's a great defender. So I feel like they need to get him more involved if they aren't already. Then they'll be hell. They'll be hard to deal with. The Knicks, man, I don't think I gotta say much about the Knicks. The Knicks, if you know, you know. Like Jordan Clarkson is on that team. Let's just put it like that. If you know who's on the team already, I mean, it's ridiculous. There's bag of riches there, and the defending champs stay up there because they're the defending champs. We don't show bias.
I do. Don't listen to him. I do. Fuck that shit. I'm going to call it how I see it, and I'm going to be honest.
No, but what I'm saying is, we said last year the reason why the Celtics stayed up there was because they were playing well and because they're the defending champs.
No, I said it because they were lollygagging, because we all know they weren't playing their 100% best. They were waiting for the regular season to finish for them to turn the Jets on. The thing is that they were just too unhealthy. So let's read some chats here. He says he hates Curry. I don't know why. We're going to talk about that. Then he asks, Banchero is Italian, yes. Team World versus Team Europe would beat Team USA so easy now, to be honest. No, that's not true. Thoughts on Rip City coach, we will talk about again very soon. Pistons lost to the Bulls. That is pathetic. Talk to him. I don't respect the Pistons like he does. Rockets are second best team in the NBA. IMO. No. Hold on, what the fuck did he
What
just
the
say?
fuck?
And then he says, Jalen Suggs is dating what?
HP. Oh, I don't know what the fuck that is.
Oh, that means Michael Porter Jr. I think that's the initials for Michael Porter Jr. Because Jalen Suggs is zesty. That's why I don't like him. I don't want that Diddy lover anywhere near my fucking Italian stallion, Paulo Banchero, the man, the legend, the MVP this year. I'm calling MVP on Saturday. We're gonna make our predictions. We'll make our predictions for the season. We're gonna make our predictions for the playoff teams. We're gonna make our predictions for the MVP, comeback player, or most improved player, and rookie of the year. Okay.
So on my power rankings, I'm gonna make sure every time I put somebody up there, it's gonna be somebody that was like a what if he would have stayed healthy type of dude. So one week it could be Derrick Rose or T Mac. If they would have stayed healthy, what their careers would have been.
And then to finish off your ranking, Oklahoma.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's
Enough said.
self-explanatory.
All right.
But what would you change? Because you didn't even mention.
I'm a joy right now. Here's my Mortal Kombat and Stars NBA Week 1 power rankings. At number 10, I have the Boston Celtics like you do. Only because Jason Tatum is not there, and I like to see what this unit looks like without him for a while. However, I know that you're still a defensively sound team. You're going to shoot a lot of three-pointers. You're going to be able to score. You're going to be competitive, so you are still there. Then I have the Milwaukee Bucks above you just because I know Greek Freak is healthy. And as long as Greek Freak's around, the Milwaukee Bucks are always going to be around. Then I have my Orlando Magic, like he said, my second favorite team because we live in Orlando. The Orlando Magic are a solid team defensively and offensively on paper. Let's see if the production follows suit. They're well coached. I think this coach is very good. I think he's very underrated, and I think this team is probably going to win 55, 57 games, but we'll wait till Saturday for the predictions. Then I have my Minnesota T-Wolves up there. The T-Wolves are elite. They are elite. I just don't know if they're championship elite. But they're a team that's probably going to make the top 4 seeds in the Western Conference this year. I think they're going to be a lot more consistent than last year. A year with together with DiVincenzo and Julius Randle and company, I think he's going to do them a lot of good. I got the Houston Rockets up there. KD and Ahmed Thompson and the boys, Jalen Green, are no joke. Jabari Smith and company is a loaded young team, and I think with Dylan Brooks and company, they'll be able to play some defense, if not maybe even more. I got Golden State at 5, and I think I'm moving him at number 3. Golden State is, I just don't know how to say it. Steve Kerr he's probably the best coach in the league now that Popovich is retired. Steve Kerr is the man. Steve Kerr is the man. He does it year in year after year. He reinvents his team with new rosters, new players. What we saw last year, the way Golden State finished, completely different than what you see the first 2 games. They're way better. They look way better. This is a scary team. I got my Knicks after that because I don't trust the coach. I trust the team, but I don't trust the coach. But I love the roster that we have. We have a lot more bench than we had the year before. So the Knicks are still around. I have the Denver Nuggets at 3 because they have the premier center in the league in Jokic. They have bevy of weapons still. They're a good shooting team. They don't really play much defense, but with Jamal Murray at his best, this is a hard team to stop. But the thing is, Jamal Murray's not always at his best for some reason. Then I have Cleveland Cavaliers up there. I think they're the best team in the Eastern Conference for now because I trust their coach more than mine. But I don't trust the Cleveland roster any more than I trust the New York Knicks. So we'll see. We'll see as time progresses. And obviously the champions, Oklahoma City Thunder, belong at number 1 with a premier player, well coached, good defense. I don't want to say good offense. They just have a good offensive player. But their defense is so good they don't need to have a good offense. They just don't. Because if you look at their offensive numbers, they're pretty mediocre except for the one guy.
Yeah, they got a bunch of defensive players, to be honest with you. 3-and-D guys, that's basically what the OKC roster is.
And you with the chats, let me know if you disagree with this. But I always like to challenge everybody. I forgot to do it with the QFL
Jalen
power
Williams
rankings.
is the man, though.
Imagine if this was Mortal Kombat for real. You had to pick an NBA team or an NFL team. You got to go through all this without changing your team. You can only pick one team. What team would you pick? And the only rule is you cannot pick a team that's listed on these rankings, okay? Who would you pick to beat all these guys 10 in a row? For the QFL, I'll pick my Baltimore Ravens with Lamar Jackson. That's easy.
Yeah, it's a juggernaut, bitch.
And with the With the NBA,
I will also pick the Ravens.
with the NBA, I would pick the Miami Heat. I'd probably pick the Miami Heat. Tyler Hero and company, I could shoot the shit out of the ball with those guys. I probably can't play no defense though. But Miami Heat, because I'm not playing with the Clippers. I'm not playing with the Lakers. I hate the Lakers so much, Denali, that I will literally cut my Xbox or PlayStation off if you guys ever pick the Lakers on 2K. I don't allow the Lakers on my TV. I just don't. I don't care if it's 2K. I don't care if it's NBA Live 98. I don't care if it's Magic Johnson highlights. I don't care if it's Jerry West's funeral tribute. Fuck the Lakers. I don't want anything around my TV.
Finish him.
Who's not make? Wait, hold on, because you said a bunch of stuff. Okay, so we found out who that girl is. She's alright, bro. She's really not that good looking.
Haley Van Lith. Oh, yeah. No, she is very pretty. What the hell are you talking about? She's pretty as hell. She's a basketball player or a volleyball player. Something like that.
I don't like basketball players, bro. Not girl basketball.
Yeah, but she's not one of those manly-looking trannies. She looks like a girl. She actually looks like a woman. Like a pretty one, too.
I was just on that court.
I don't give a fuck how she's on the court. I just care how pretty she looks. The fuck? I don't watch the NBA because I want to see sisters with talent. My bad. I know that sounds bad. Denali made me look misogynist just No, I respect women basketball players. I'm just saying, I'm just talking shit. But she is pretty. But no, some women can hoop out there. Cheryl Swoops is one of my favorites. She can hoop. I ain't gonna hate on women hoopers.
I'm not big on snow bunnies, bro.
What a hater over there. That was racist, sexist. That's what
the fuck? Just tell you my preference.
All right, Joe, we're going to cut it down here before we start lagging. I appreciate y'all tuning in to the Pressure Podcast, where a viewer has say.
Oh, he said, Denali, my bad. Denali said SGA changed his nickname to FTA because he shoots so many free throws. Absolutely. I love that name, by the way. I think I'm going to take that from
FTA. Free throw Gilchrist Alexander. I fucking love it. Tenali came up with that nickname. I'm a master of nicknames, okay? I'm the master of nicknames. Down syndrome, you know what I'm saying? The New York Trash, Deshaun Jackass, Ryan Fitzpatrick, the Schittsburg Steelers. I'm a master of nicknames. I fucking love that nickname. Free throw Gilchrist Alexander. FTA in the house.
FTA.
Get ready to use those whistles, referees.
Finish him.
All right, y'all. We will be back on Saturday to use what we established today to make our picks and predictions. We're going to predict the entire NFL slate. We're going to predict the MVP of this coming NBA season. We're going to pick the 10 playoff teams or the play-in teams as well, and the champions and all that shit, okay? So tune in to Saturday at 12. Appreciate y'all tuning in again. Feel free to subscribe, leave a like and comment, and give us your takes. Pressure means to perform, react, and do using strategies and sports under rigorous environments, motherfucker.
Give me a hell yeah.
And Pressure's Big Diamond. Not to mention, we're the only podcast reviewer has say. If you have a webcam, we'll send you a web link so we can put you on a little screen back there, hop on the mic, and talk your shit.
Fatality.
Till Saturday, motherfuckers. Denali, appreciate you, brother.